There's 5 things to consider when you're going to set up a consequence for your children, whether they're positive consequences, rewards for a good behavior, or negative consequences, which is going to be a penalty for a bad behavior. And the first thing there is that the consequence has to be important to the child. Has to be important to the child. So, I encourage my parents to make a list of the things that their kids like to do, like to eat, who they like to spend time with, what kind of extra activities they have. I mean, make a list and write it down and have it at your fingertips. Mm-hmm. Because if it's not important, your child doesn't care and they'll look at you and say, so what?
So whatever consequence you're earning, I'm assuming we're talking about like a reward system. So the idea that you're going to set up a system that's something that they look forward to, something that they've previously enjoyed, something, for instance, fishing if you like to go fishing, or laser tag if you like to go laser tag.
Right. That'd be a big event in my mind, but 30 minutes on TV or 10 minutes on the phone, or I get to text, or I get to play with my favorite toys or my dolls, or anything that your child likes, but it needs to be important to them.
So get to know your child and get to know what's important to them, because you're going to use those as sort of a carrot on a stick. You ever hear that expression?
Yeah.
Where you put
you're going to hang it out there in front of
the donkey, and the donkey is walking along. Carrot on the
Number
stick.
2, it needs to be immediate.
Okay, so
immediate.
So the thing that you are trying to attract them with, you're going to say, okay, it's yours now, today, this week.
It has to be timely. The child has to understand that this reward that they're getting is because of this over here. Mm-hmm. So if they're making their bed all week, and on Saturday, if your bed gets made all week, then we're going to go to the ice cream store. Then we're going to go to Target, or then there's something special to be had. They know that they have to do something 5 times.
So if you cut the grass every week for 6 months,
right,
and you earn a vacation 2 years from now, that's not immediate.
No, the child.
You don't go to Disney in 2 years.
No, because they're going to be like, God, what am I doing this for? For real? Are you kidding me? I don't get an allowance. No, it needs to be immediate.
Okay.
Number 3, you need to be aware of the frequency. How often are you using the particular consequence or the reward that you like? Because again, if you overuse it, they become disinterested. Oh yeah. Oh, what? We're going to go over there again. Then I got to find something else to do.
And I think as a personal reflection, I can talk about the swimming, because while it was winter and they hadn't been swimming, then that was really something that they were looking forward to. But now it's been hot,
right?
And now
we've been to the beach the last 3 Saturdays.
Yeah, we're at the beach a lot,
and we wanted to go last weekend. And they're all like,
and now it's like, not the beach again.
Not the beach. We don't want to go to the beach. That's boring.
And I'm like, wait, just a month ago they couldn't wait. I could bribe them, So I see what you mean about that. Okay, frequency.
Number 4, the degree. The degree.
I've got some comments on that one.
Of the consequence.
Okay, so explain what degree is.
Well, you can be too, like in our last example, you can be giving too much, spoiling a child by over rewarding them, doesn't teach them any kind of value for what they have. Being too harsh when you're putting in a penalty,
I got an example for that.
Teaches them that there is no way out. Sure.
I had a young boy that came back with an F in a math test, and the mom said, "That's it, no more baseball for the season." And the problem is, of course, that as I look at the F in the math test, well, wait a second, the F in the math test that started weeks ago when you weren't checking homework and you weren't looking at his assignments, and so that was a progression to get to this, and then to say no baseball for till next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just too harsh, off the chart.
Yeah, really is. First of all, and lots of times the parents don't like to hear what I have to say, because I put it back on them, just like you did just then. Well, where were you a month ago when he wasn't turning in the day work? And where were you when he didn't do the quiz? And where were you when, well, I can't be, but you're the parent. It is your job to know. And then, they miss in the instance of baseball or sports, one of the things that I was thinking of is, number one, it teaches them to live in a community, to be a part of a team, and to participate and do what they're supposed to do. But, as you get older and you get into high school and college sports, you have to maintain your grades to participate in those. So if you have a little guy in, t-ball or pee-wee baseball or whatever, you can get that coach involved. Hey, I need you to know, he's not doing all of his schoolwork.
And I found that to be true.
Will you weigh in on this too?
With our son, yeah. When I talk to the coach, and the coach will reinforce to my son who's trying to run track for the first time to say, hey, Tyler, these grades, man, you got to get them up. And in fact, interesting, the coach would talk to the teacher to develop a dialogue about how are my track boys doing? How are they doing to get a report? And I think that's incredible.
Absolutely.
And you got one more that you're going to do.
And
for
then
this?
number 5, it's this contingency thing. This
Which
is
we called grandma's rule.
Yeah, grandma's rule. This is, if you do this, then you get that. If you haven't done this, then you don't get that. Or the other way to look at that, when you talk about, instead of being negative with kids, you will get this when this is done. So I don't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be, you're not doing it because. It can be, you can watch television for 30 minutes as soon as your bed is made, or as soon as your dish is in the sink, or as soon as the task that I gave you to do is done. So it's up to you when that can happen.
Those are some pretty good outlines, or some pretty good characteristics of what, consequences should be. And I would encourage you, if you get a chance, to think about some of the consequences you have.